Please hold in silence.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This meeting of the South Tome River Land Use Board is called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meeting Law. Notice of this meeting was published in the Asbury Park Press on January 28, 2021, and republished on April 15 with the following Zoom link. In addition, a copy of this notice is posted on the bulletin board, in the municipal, and filed in the office of the Borough Clerk. Roll call. Mr. Cavalito. Mr. Calhoun. Here. Mr. Haley.
Here.
Ms. Grams.
Here.
Ms. DiDonato.
Here.
Mr. Hanshine.
Here.
I'm here. Mr. Whalen.
Here.
And Mr. Jupiter.
Here.
Okay, we have a quorum. So the first thing we have on the agenda is to approve the minutes from July 21st.
I make a motion to approve the minutes, July 21st.
I'll second.
Mr. Calhoun.
Yes.
Mr. Haley.
Yes.
Ms. Grams.
Yes.
Ms. DiDonato.
Yes.
Mayor Hanshine.
Yes.
Also yes. Mr. Whalen.
Yes.
All right. Passes. Okay, first thing we have is the new business, resolutions 2021-07, the second amendment and restated municipal landfill redevelopment plan. So we have several people here who would like to speak first.
I throw the short straw. I'm just moving up so you all can hear me. I'm going to take them out of order if I can. I want to look at Resolution 2021-08. With these resolutions, the whereas is everything that was in the ordinance that the council passed. The most important part is on the second page. After where it says now therefore be it resolved. Your job, according to this redevelopment plan, is to either affirm or to deny with the, not deny, but to affirm or have resolutions with the plan. You're not the ones who make the decision, but the part of the application was that it has to come through the land use board to reaffirm it if the board so wishes. So how this is, this first resolution that I'm talking about, 08, is the resolution of the land use board of the Borough of South Toms River County of Ocean, New Jersey, recommending the adoption of the amended and restated affordable housing landfill development plan. So this is with regard to the affordable housing, and if the board so chooses, it would be that you would because we both finding that all those whereas clauses, that you would confirm, approve, and recommend the adoption of the amended and restated affordable housing. I don't know if you want to take them individually or you want me to do them all at once.
I'm doing it individually.
Sure. Okay, so it's up to you whether or not you're going to move to approve the resolution.
Well, you didn't know when the head started. I mean, I'm not a dummy, but I couldn't understand all that legalese, as you called it, all whereas. I read them all, and I was hoping you would explain them all.
Okay, I think I may have to turn that over to the planner, but this is, for lack of a better word, before me. So I don't know how they all came about. I just know that all preceded this resolution. So I'll turn it over to you.
So just to kind of give you a little bit of background, thank you. The borough has a lot of redevelopment in progress, in planning stages so far. There's a couple different redevelopment areas in town, and so these resolutions are going to help move that process forward. So the 3 different resolutions all represent different pieces of that redevelopment process. These, as Deborah said, they were on council's agenda last month for introduction and first reading. And essentially when a redevelopment plan gets adopted, it becomes the new zoning for that area. So it has to go before council because council adopts ordinances, and so that's why council is now asking the land use board, do you confirm that this is correct? Do you approve it? Do you recommend that we adopt it? So that's what the resolutions, all the whereases and whatnot, that's what they're essentially asking you to do. So I'll go through them in order. Resolution 2021-07 is the second amended and restated municipal landfill redevelopment plan. And the landfill redevelopment area was originally known as 5 lots. It was block 20 lots 1.01, 1.02, 1.03, 1.04, and 1.05. The borough and the developer of a residential redevelopment on another property, they were proposing 360 residential units on the Dover Road redevelopment area. As part of that plan, they were not providing any affordable housing. And so they were asked to, well, they worked out with the borough to put that affordable housing on this landfill redevelopment area. So essentially, the landfill redevelopment area, which was 5 lots, this resolution is now saying that it's being amended to remove one of those lots, lot 1.03, to become the affordable housing project for this market rate residential development on another property. So the amended part of this plan is to remove lot 103 to be solely used for a 30-unit affordable housing project, and to also permit solar farm, battery storage, or other related distributed energy use. It was further amended to reflect and revised language that was recommended from the Pinelands Commission, and it also now permits warehouse use. So that's the first resolution, the municipal landfill redevelopment plan. Any questions on that one so far?
You had the comments made by the Highlands Commission. It says they were
They were-
provided, but we weren't given it.
Oh, okay. There were a couple of comments, mostly just on the warehouse. I think there was some language in there that just was unnecessary that they didn't need to have in there. Bobby, I don't know if you want to fill in any of those details, but I have the redlined plan for that. Where is it? Page. Here it is. Yeah, I think it was additional warehouse regulations that were included in the development plan that they basically said we didn't need to have this in here, so we need to get out. The warehouse use is in there, but like I said, it was just additional standards that they felt were unnecessary. So there was also some other clarifying language with regard to the credits that are typically purchased with any type of residential development. And so part of the language that was revised was to say that the 30 units of affordable housing would be exempt from that requirement that the credits are purchased. So, did I get that right? We're sort of.
Yeah, that was the majority of the comments related to their PDCs and how they wanted the Pinelands development credits, which are within their jurisdiction, to be worded in the plans. They were very specific about how that should be worded. And so they wanted to make clear that even though they are exempting the 30-unit affordable housing development, which is being required for the COA settlement, any affordable housing above and beyond that will be required to get into the PDC program, and the developer would have to purchase PDC credits for that. So that was one of the important changes we make.
And these plans were created and reviewed with borough staff, professionals, the developer, so, and the Pinelands Commission. So it went through a series of revisions to get to this point.
But if somebody asks me to vote on something, I'm not gonna vote on it just because somebody said, well, yeah, it's okay. You gotta prove to me it's okay, to my understanding.
Yeah, like Bob, he said, the Pinelands comments were mostly related to the wording of you know, how they, the language specific to their, the development credits that they needed to have in the resolutions and the plans. So the second resolution is 2021-08, amended and restated affordable housing landfill redevelopment plan. So this resolution speaks to the creation of the affordable housing redevelopment plan, which is that block 20 lot 1.03 that I mentioned that was sort of removed from the larger landfill project to have its own redevelopment plan for the affordable housing project. The amendment to that includes, again, comments and suggested revisions from the Pinelands Commission, and that, again, was just their specific language that they had to have in there. Resolution 2021-09 is the amendments to the Dover Borough redevelopment plan. This was first adopted in 2017. It involves block 20, lots 11.02 and lot 12. The redevelopers agreement with M&T at STR Urban Renewal stated that the property or the redevelopment would have up to 360 market rate residential units, a 100-room hotel, retail buildings, associated parking, supporting infrastructure, and other necessary improvements. In 2019, the Fair Share Housing Center filed a complaint regarding the affordable housing obligation, which spurred the landfill redevelopment plan that we just talked about. And so, again, it separated out the affordable housing site to show that the borough has to show a reasonable opportunity for affordable housing within the borough. And so in order to do that, we created the municipal landfill redevelopment area and the affordable housing project redevelopment plan. The Pinelands seemed happy with that. For now, it only, I think it addresses only a portion of the town's full obligation. But in October of 2020, a second amendment to the Dover Road redevelopment plan was prepared. That was to include billboard uses, to clarify requirements of the Pinelands Commission with regards to the credits, and to amend the affordable housing requirements. Fast forward to October 2021, there's now this third amendment to the Dover Road redevelopment plan, which again reflects additional comments by Pinelands with regard to the credits and the affordable housing requirements. So, and again, that was just to say that the 30 affordable units may be excluded from the Pinelands development credit obligation. And so that, in a nutshell, are the three resolutions that the council is asking the land use board to review, to confirm, to approve, and to recommend back to council that they be adopted.
And one of the amendments I read, there was talk going back and forth about the access road, trying to get a right of way through JCP&L.
Right.
They may need a traffic study, they may not need a traffic study.
Mm-hmm.
What's the bottom line there?
Well, in my experience with redevelopment plans, details like that tend to be worked out at the site plan phase. So, you know, I know there's, like you said, there's a couple different options that have been thrown out there. I don't know that there's a hard and fast answer that I can give you right now. But those details certainly could be worked out with the redevelopers at the time they would go through the site plan application.
That's nothing we're deciding tonight, we're not saying,
No.
okay.
Just whether these amendments, you know, are consistent with, you know, the goals and objectives of the redevelopment plan.
I just didn't want to approve a single point of access. Was it Drew or Drake? I keep getting us too confused.
Right, right. No, and that's not, you know, the plan is a plan. And as I said, the details can be worked out as we go through the process.
And battery storage, what kind of batteries? Ms. Pineland's okay with batteries being stored?
Well, it would be in relation to the solar farm, to the renewable energy project, whatever ends up going there. Again, this is something that would have to go through a site plan application process with this board, so those questions could be asked at that time as well. But it would be related to the.
When I thought like storing old car batteries, lead acid batteries. things
No,
like that.
it's more backup storage, I think, for the
Okay.
solar.
That I understand, but if it says battery storage, I thought
I hope it's clear that it's related to the solar.
So solar and battery storage. That's, these are wide open
Yes,
door
for
to
two
me.
separate things,
It
okay.
does.
But it would still need a site plan before it
Yeah.
could be approved. So those questions would have to be.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I've got a question about the Finance Commission comments. I understand that it was just the lingo and certain verbiage of what they're trying to say, but are we not privy to see those comments? I'm pretty sure our council saw them, so why we couldn't see those comments? Is that
I don't know why they hadn't been sent to the board.
I didn't see no comments from the Finance Commission at all about anything.
Okay. I
We can certainly send them along.
we can send them
Okay.
for review.
All right, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Is the warehouse also associated with the solar farm?
No, that would be a separate use. Whether they do both on the property or one or the other, I think it was just giving the redevelopers options as to the type of use that could be permitted in that redevelopment area.
Would they get like an Amazon in there based on that?
I don't think they could get an Amazon on that side.
I mean,
I don't
somebody's
know,
got a
I
lot-
shouldn't speak for them, but,
Well, I'm going, I guess, a warehouse, a distribution warehouse with a lot of truck traffic, putting more traffic in that corner. Is that, could that be interpreted as part of approval for that?
well, I mean, I guess you'd have to consider the, what might come, down the line with something like that, but I believe we do say in the plan that a traffic study would need to be prepared for any type of use that, would increase truck traffic or otherwise other types of traffic, so.
I believe the plan does in fact say that.
Yeah.
The traffic study, and also depending on what enterprises put there, the warehouse, they may have to still come before the board for a use variance, if there's never been any use variance. Depends what the zoning actually is.
And a site plan.
And a site plan.
But if we're approving a resolution that mentions possible use of a warehouse, aren't we doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are-
And
It's like Barry saying yes to it.
You're allowing warehouse development, they still have to come before the board.
Yeah.
That land was basically, if I'm not mistaken, it was all landlocked. So you're not going to be able to bring tractor trailers through Addison,
What
But-
says they can't?
But the thing is,
You all,
Yeah,
with the,
no trucks over so many pounds,
Yeah, like that's,
tons.
people have made those.
well, that would be part of a resolution that you do.
That's just gonna be as an amendment to
Signify how
another
much,
amendment.
how much weight of the truck would be. It also would signify what their hours of operation are.
But I don't know if there is a weight limit on that road. It has to be, it has to be done by ordinance.
They would still have to come for all that approval.
For,
I understand what you're saying.
To put the weight limit on that residential road. You have to be, it's road specific.
Warehouse.
It just allows
I don't think
warehouses
so.
in that.
I think so. I think it's,
Allow
is it 4
warehouses.
tons?
So
It's
you
4
have
tons
to
usually the weight.
see
That's what it is on all our roads.
what
But I know there was a
the-
conflict years ago because the majority of the roads that are county don't fall under the
Then
auspices
also you
of
can
the,
say
those
how
are
the building's
not-
supposed to look,
Those are
So-
two
It's not our problem then.
What the hours of operation are, how many employees.
Okay.
the 4-ton ordinance, it also says on us for deliveries.
This is just saying,
So,
this zone will
exactly.
allow the warehouse.
it
If
may
they
not
want to build one.
Well, I'd be
show us the
against
plans,
them
we'll-
driving a tractor trailer down Addison.
And just from our original redevelopment plan, if you remember, for the landfill, they wanted to build townhouses back there.
Yes.
And they couldn't, they ended up kiboshing that because they couldn't get, the JCP access wasn't going to work, and JCP&L wouldn't allow them to have the access. So they actually have to do a lot of different things to get it to come through. So that would all be discussed at a future site
Site
plan.
plan.
When somebody comes before the board, yes.
Right. You see what I'm saying? We're,
Yeah, no.
resolution said warehouse, and I just.
You're allowing it, but doesn't mean it's gonna get
Right,
approved.
I understand
Yeah.
now.
It would be an allowable use.
Yeah.
Yeah. It- Yeah, it's just been explained, like I said, I'm not gonna vote on something I don't understand.
Right.
Is it the landfill getting capped? That's been long. talk.
That's all within the, that would all have to be done in order for this to happen. But could you guys clear that and say yes? The landfill, if they're gonna put a solar farm on it, they would have to do things to cap the landfill.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be part of the project.
And then whose cost is it?
Whoever wants to develop it.
Yeah,
That's the main reason we are trying to do it, because
I
the
understand.
borough can't.
So that's not mentioned anywhere in here, that whoever develops that property will be responsible for capping it at their expense.
Exactly.
I believe it's in the plans.
Yeah, the redevelopment.
There was a thing with the capping on one time where it first was gonna fall on the developer, then it was gonna fall on the township, then it was gonna fall on the
Was
developer.
it one of the resolutions in the past?
In the plan, it says that the landfill shall only be, the warehouse can only be located if the landfill has been closed and capped. And the responsibility for the capping and the closure of the landfill and the project, all of that generally gets worked out through the redevelopment process and the redevelopment agreement. So that is the next step, because if we don't have a plan in place, we can't begin negotiations on the redevelopment agreement until we have a plan in place.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Comments?
My only concern, or I shouldn't say concern, with the process now, I know you had asked to see the red line for the,
Silence.
for the, from the Finance Commission. So I don't know if you want to table these until the next meeting, so you have opportunity to review that, or if you want to go forward. It would be up to the board.
Is that something we could do, or does this have to be, or does the town have a certain amount of time where they have to
I
approve it?
don't recall there being any type of time limit, and I will defer to professional comments.
Well, generally, the land use board has the 45 days, but if you're still reviewing it, then then the council can wait until you're finished with the review. If you provide no response, then the council can act, but what you're saying is that you want more time to review. And, then the borough would review that, essentially that request to have more time. The statute says the land use board will have 45 days and then the borough can act. But if you're requesting more time than that, because I don't think there's another land use board meeting before the next council meeting, so it will be more than 45 days. So you would just have to, I guess, discuss that with the borough, that you need more time to review the plans.
These resolutions were requested by the council, correct?
Right.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think this board is saying we need more information, so.
Is there any way to get that information? You have that?
We have the Highlands comments, yes, and.
where are they?
We all have them, I have them, I can send them, Joe has them, I can send them to Joe again, and then we can help.
Could you just explain them to us tonight?
They just did.
No, well,
She did.
they explained, wanted to see actually what they were. Specific, I think is what they're asking.
Okay, I can pull up the line, no, wait a minute, check. Okay, so this is Susan, and I'll This is all, this is the whole. Sure.
Can we, is there any way we can link up to the stream?
Joe? Mr. Gostecki?
I'm sorry.
What do you have for a?
Joe? They want to put up the recommendations from the Pinelands so that they can see. Is there any way we can hook that to the computer? Or to the monitors here?
Yeah, she has a laptop.
She has a laptop.
Yeah, there is.
Yes. She should.
There's another one.
Okay.
The other one.
But you have to make sure that you have the source button
Yeah.
on the TV correctly, and you also have to.
The source button on the TV in the back.
Yeah, it's not open for that.
Monitor? Yeah. Power's on. We actually got no cable connection to HDMI, PC.
We don't have the right connection. From the laptop, doesn't have the right.
Can you send it to, does this have the right connection by chance?
This is for the
HDMI?
Yeah, I think that's the one.
Is that you can send it in an email?
That was sent to us, like, when the attached
But
ordinances, I don't
then,
think.
would that mess things up if it was sent to an
It might
email
be there.
It might be.
on this computer?
This one is attached, the one,
That was the one
Yeah,
for the.
'cause
yeah, this is
Kayla, this is
21.9.
Kayla's computer for this,
So,
and her email's
there
here.
already.
And send it to her email.
What email address is it?
The LUV secretary,
Kayla?
Kayla.
Yeah, I mean, that is an important clarification to make. The Dover Road one is in the packet, I see it.
It's like the UPS and Lakewood.
I don't know about that.
Can't get out, my trucks can't get out no more. So the other day, I parked my car, and got my, they was going around me. I had my lights on.
What am I doing wrong?
Stop and back, so all the UPS trucks. and-
Oh, I know what I'm doing, I'm trying to see, I guess Joe has the resolutions up, and I'm trying to minimize
Sharing
it
the
through
screen,
this.
he has to stop sharing.
This is the time that the industrial park.
If he stops sharing the screen, I should be able to.
Over 30.
Yeah, hey Joe,
Make a registry.
okay, we still see it.
Anything.
Thank you. Yeah, do we have a say what they put on?
Yeah.
Oh, we do?
So
Okay.
that's what she said, at a future meeting, when they have plans, so I want to do, we can say yea or nay.
Because pretty much most of this.
Yeah, basically, you're
Yeah,
right.
no,
I
here.
mean, I've always thought that we're pretty,
Minimize
you know, in a
this for a
way. If
second.
the council votes yes, it doesn't really matter what we say,
And then they come.
you know, because the board said.
We can only make recommendations.
Right, yeah, but,
I just sent them over to the.
yeah, exactly.
Well, you sent it?
The other
So
thing
it's,
is,
yeah, no.
When I first went to this, it was like the first time I sat down and tried to read the Bible all of a sudden. The whole verse.
It's an old computer, so.
Old Testament.
Yeah. Whereas, my head was going crazy. I'm like, whereas.
Old Testament, King James. Nuts. I knew.
And then you turn the page.
I don't like to change. That's my thing.
Oh, you?
I just don't like it. I don't like it.
Actually,
Yeah. I want things-
hey Joe, if she was to send it to you, would you be able to share it, and then I could hook it up with the Zoom?
Yeah,
No, it's
yeah.
not.
Yeah, and.
Oh,
Hopefully, Saturday's fine. Look, you know what, Tome gets what they deserve for fucking that.
No, but if we hook this computer up to the TV, then everything is circle.
Around the
Okay. The only problem with this computer is it's very temperamental, and the battery life, as soon as I pull that plug, I got to run.
You don't need a, Tom,
Don't do that, just move the whole thing.
Yeah, but that's all you got there.
No.
And how are you gonna, is that cool to finish there? Okay. Can you send it to Joe?
I just sent it, yeah.
Okay, Joe, if you get it, somebody hold it.
I just did, so just.
Okay, good. Lost for a second.
I can't wait to see what they're planning on doing with the food town.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why, do they got plans for it?
They gotta have it, it's not just gonna sit there.
And
Well,
now,
it's been sitting there.
Post office.
Well, the post office is moving there on Hooper. and
Huh?
Supposedly, there's a.
Yes.
It's going in there.
She didn't call yet. I got a couple more seconds.
That's an ugly picture.
Wasn't that a bank?
No, it's only 25 of them.
We haven't,
Hey, Joe,
Hey, Mr.
it's all yours,
Post
as
office
soon as
is
you
not
get the
going to-
email.
oh, it's not
I was talking
moving?
to the guys from the fire company, they sold that property to somebody else.
The property on Hooper?
On Hooper, yeah, by the number 2's firehouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not, the post office did not buy it, they're not moving at this point. What?
The corner of Cordina and Hooper,
No, it's on the,
Yeah,
that's gonna be a new VA facility. That'll-
yes, exactly, that's what that's what's gonna be there now, the VA. Yeah, the post office is not going there now.
is that where all those empty office buildings?
Which corner is that?
No.
No, it's empty.
Right where Chestnut Street comes up to Hemper Avenue.
Did you see when you're going
You
down
go
the
directly across
road?
where TD Bank is,
Across the
but to the
street from
right
TD
towards the
Bank,
firehouse, that
there's
whole
a house.
back of the
It's
firehouse.
and there's like
Oh,
this
that's
row
true.
of office buildings that are all empty, like they.
Bill wants
brick
it
is
for-
trash.
Oh, yeah, and that's one of the things that you're for.
And then we have to go up.
So
Yeah,
Joe,
You
if you,
can't.
I think you should have a copy of, it was an email
Oh, I've
from
never
Susan.
had
They used to have to take a friend of ours
Back in
who
June,
was being treated,
and that
she was being treated up there.
had, Highlands Red
Unbelievable.
Lines draft.
You got work off the roof?
Yeah, no way.
Well, that's good, you can't go, you can't say that about that. But these
Okay.
apartments, I mean,
And I'm like,
who do you think
they
you
pay me
are?
$55 to go out and come back.
This is supposed to, you know, if you read about it, it's gonna
Area that
attract
it's in.
millennials. Just give me a
Yeah.
freaking break.
The facility
Yeah,
is.
it's not accessible.
Search funds, you probably search things.
What I don't understand is.
I'd rather go to Edison.
So they're making deals for
Was it funds?
And they'll be.
Oh, no, he can't search it, because she didn't get it.
VA facility.
2 units, two.
Kayla's actually, because she keeps it.
For those that fight
Maybe
that.
it's.
It's already approved.
No, so who's gonna fight the fire yellow?
Oh.
Township already approved it.
It's already approved.
Yeah, but who's gonna fight the fire?
My email showing you.
Nobody. That's just- I don't think a ladder can get that high.
No, no.
I don't care,
I mean,
you know,
just
like,
needed
sometimes
whatever
I don't
needed.
care, have to fight from the top.
Unless they
You
come
have
down
enough
from like
people that say no.
7,000.
You're not.
You're not succeeding at this, huh?
It's disgusting when it's a kid. You know,
The young kid, because the lighting out there, you get the whole.
I mean, think about it, have you ever been there?
I didn't realize.
Leaves a little something to be desired.
I keep saying 13, right? I didn't realize. It's getting on 20. Two of the
Is there a lot? It's a big file, he said.
Is the red line still there?
Am I at that point?
If you ever need help with something like that.
Yeah, because we were gonna like this, you know.
All right, right there.
You got it, Joe.
24 is what they're supposed to be part of the project. Yeah, basically, like the parcel, is basically bringing that back to where.
Everybody was receiving this.
That explains the big push for the.
Okay, I'll let them know, yeah.
Joe sent that over to Kayla and everybody received it.
So there's three different, those are all different plans. There's the amended municipal land, the plan,
Like this is your last.
Yeah, there's only red line. You have in your packet.
Oh, yeah?
They trying to make it,
So base data?
like their shopping, like their grocery store.
Oh, yeah.
So they're doing that in there.
The grocery store, like where they pay out like a church, whatever.
That's like
Not
no
a school,
difference
it's
towards that
school.
people's storage that they have.
It's like, yes,
The sheriff's office, the original sheriff's office,
I opened the landfill
place,
one.
it's turned down every instructor they was like. And where, if you go down Hooper, and you come to where
Going
Hooper,
back up.
Washington intersects, there's like some county offices There used to be over.
There you go, there's a bunch of red.
What?
There's a bunch of red.
So,
Okay,
Hello?
order in the court.
You ready?
I think so. Thank you for your patience. So we're reviewing the draft plans that were received with Pinelands Commission's comments back in June. All of the red line text that you see has been incorporated into.
You have to read it, we can't see the sign of the glare from the left, so
You could zoom in.
you have to do something.
I will do my best to go through. I mean, a lot of it is, honestly, is wording. It's not, if it's something substantial, I will.
Is it lengthy?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Keep going one more
I'm not
time.
gonna lie. Okay, so this one is specifically referring to this is the affordable housing amendment for the landfill redevelopment plan. A lot of it, as you can see, was just sort of rewording the history, how it came to be here. I don't really have a good cursor for this. I'll try this. So, oh, you know what I should do too? Because the folks that, so you guys aren't seeing this on Zoom, are you?
Probably gonna share screen.
Hang on a second, I just realized.
No, we're not. Are you able to share your screen?
Yep, I'm going to do that right now. I just realized I was not doing that.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. See if this works. Okay. Hopefully now everybody. And can you see that on Zoom?
Yes, I can see it now.
Okay,
Thank
great.
you.
So, this is just the introduction of the plan. It's just talking about how the plan kind of came about. Page down. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Hang on a second here. How do I scroll?
on the floor side.
Oh, over here. Okay. Oh, here we go, okay. So I apologize, I have my back to you. Again, the introduction, just describing what the areas of the redevelopment area, the blocks and lots, that the affordable housing redevelopment area will permit 100% affordable residential, affordable project. Just that the lot creates the subdivision of one lot 1.03 from the whole municipal landfill area creates a lot that's about 1.4 acres in size. The borough, because the borough and the site are within the Pinelands area, the subdivision and affordable housing will require Pinelands Commission review. They took out language saying that the affordable housing project would be exempt here, but I think it appears elsewhere in the plan. Again, they're just taking out unnecessary language, I think. Nothing substantial there. Redevelopment plan hereby establishes the affordable housing redevelopment area. A lot of this was just clarification. We were, I think we presented them with a plan that had some generic language. They were trying to just clarify a lot of it. Again, nothing substantive here. The redevelopment plan area, boundary description, existing conditions. Then we go into the land use plan itself. Plan's relationship to zoning. Just that this area within the municipal land, this area is within the municipal land zone. By adopting this municipal landfill redevelopment area, the landfill area doesn't include the affordable housing. They're two separate plans, so they were just making sure we clarified that in this section. Plan vision. just that it enables development of affordable housing through the establishment of the affordable housing redevelopment area overlay on this portion of Block 20, Block 1.03, which the borough intends to subdivide. Again, that was for the purposes of the affordable housing project. Just some typographical stuff they're correcting here. General provisions, so it goes into the plan objectives, and then general provisions, they had some comments on that. Again, just the process of the redevelopment process itself. Then we move down to the redevelopment actions. Again, they're just clarifying that it establishes the affordable housing redevelopment area. And I think that was it for that. Right, lot 1.05, which is outside of the affordable housing redevelopment area, is proposed to have the above-ground stormwater basin to serve the affordable development. So that was just a point that they wanted, we had that in there, they were just clarifying the language. Properties to be acquired, just clarifying some of the language that we had. Review procedures. So, and this really kind of goes through, the review procedures goes through what we've been saying tonight, which is that, you know, whatever use the redevelopers decide to go with, they'll have to come before this board for site plan application process and review. So it will also have to be submitted to the Pinelands Commission. And upon approval by the Pinelands Commission of the subdivision, the developer shall submit an application for the affordable housing development to the Pinelands Commission. So they're just kind of saying that they want that extra oversight there for the redevelopment. Land use and development requirements. This is all really pretty much saying the same thing. Again, I think they were just clarifying some language that we had. Principal permitted uses in this area is the affordable apartment units. The minimum lot size is 1.4 acres. Then it goes into the bulk requirements, which they didn't have any comments on. The residential unit includes the 30 units of affordable housing, not to exceed 30 units. Then we kind of go into the streets and signage, parking, open space, recreation facilities, pedestrian accessibility. They didn't have any comments on this, sewage disposal screen. The Pinelands Development Credit section, so here's where they clarify the use of Pinelands Development Credits shall not be required for the 30 affordable housing units pursuant to, units permitted pursuant to C1 above. The Pinelands Development Credits shall be acquired and redeemed for any market rate units and all units in excess of 30 units permitted pursuant to C1 above. Whether they're affordable or market rate, all development within this area shall comply with the minimum environmental standards of the Pinelands Comprehensive Management Plan.
You'll have it in your email too.
Architectural design standards, I don't think they had any comments there. Redeveloper incentive pilot program, just clarifies that, and I think they were, again, just clarifying some of the language we had. Effect of the plan. Redevelopment plan establishes the affordable housing redevelopment area in an overlay zone to the municipal lands zone in order to facilitate the development of affordable housing. Again, we pretty much have that, but they were just clarifying it. Other applicable design and performance standards, just making sure that we included stormwater management and land development regulations of the code, just to make sure they obviously comply and are consistent with that. And the zoning map revisions, so the zoning map will be revised to reflect, once the ordinance is adopted, will reflect the new zoning standards with the redevelopment area. Recommendations for redevelopment agreement provisions, again, just clarifying.
So for the most part, most of their comments had to do with protecting the township. the borough.
Yeah, they were just clarifying a lot of the things that we had said and
And
just.
to fill any hole that there may have been for the developer to something that would not be approved by the board or by.
Right, right, and as I said, all of these were all reviewed simultaneously by the redevelopers, the Pinelands, by the consultants, the professionals, so, you know, I think everybody was trying to come up with the best plan possible so that.
And so what the land board has right now is all the cleanup version
The
of.
cleaned up version, yep. So that's,
I think it's also important to add that we didn't have discretion in this regard, so we had to incorporate all the comments the Pinelands gave us because the regulatory body with jurisdiction here, and we don't have any discretion on these as to these comments.
right. Do you want me to go through the other ones? The comments were pretty much, the two plans were essentially identical, except for that the affordable housing one specifically talked about the affordable housing units and those bulk standards that were specific to the affordable units. Otherwise, as you know, from the municipal landfill one, it permitted the solar use and the warehouse use and separated out the affordable housing lot. Otherwise, I mean, their comments were pretty much the same, so.
So those are the comments you're reading that's mentioned in
That's
the
been
resolution?
the
in the
comment, yep.
highlights?
Mhm.
The email I got, I thought that was exhibit A and B. I think I saw that.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
okay,
I
so
think
let me
they
back
were
up.
included in the comments, yeah.
So then when, during the resolution where it said exhibit A and exhibit B, those pages were blank. That's why I assumed that was exhibit A too.
I don't know. I'm not sure how they were
I-
put together.
Now, I'm more confused.
Okay. So I think with the resolutions, they were referring to these, the plans with the comments incorporated. So exhibit A was likely, I don't know, I'm guessing what exhibit A was, the plan without the red lines, with all the.
I don't even know anymore. I thought I was reading the exhibits, but evidently I didn't. I was reading Pineland's comments.
I did not do the exhibits, but the exhibit is exactly what Angela said, that they were what we previously adopted, that are the, for instance, the amended and restated affordable housing plan. That's one of them. That was the
So did you have a version with track changes in it? Is that what you're saying, that that's what you reviewed?
I don't know what that means.
no.
All of the red lines in here?
We didn't have the red lines.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We had, I think we had the cleaned up version
You had the cleanup
afterwards.
version, okay.
They're talking
Are you talking about what was emailed to us?
Yes.
Okay.
as the exhibits. Taylor sent them all to you
There's nothing there.
as the cleaned up version.
Yeah.
So it looks like
Exactly what Rob's got,
this.
Is what we got emailed.
yes.
The exhibits,
It's after,
Changes were put in.
Yeah, it just incorporates all
Okay.
the
And then it
comments.
was
We didn't
fixed.
want to give you, we didn't want to confuse you more by giving you a
Yeah,
red
the
line
dirty
version
version.
that had a whole bunch of.
We're
We don't have the
basically,
dirty
we're approving
version.
it after the fact.
okay, okay.
So, you know, in the resolution, it kept mentioning exhibit A and exhibit B, and you scroll down, those pages were blank.
there were these. You got these
No.
in the package?
No, that was,
They were separate,
Yeah.
they were separate PDFs underneath. There was two of those. There was the 3 resolutions,
Yes.
the
Is that what you're showing
ordinances.
here?
And that, the ones that were the separate ones underneath, that's what basically that is. That's the cleaned up versions of
Okay.
what they just went through with the red line. And
But this
the
is
other
what we
exhibits
got.
are some of the previous
I
stuff
already
that said
read.
addressing the
We read.
previous ones that we had were approved. Second Amendment, Third Amendment.
Right, with the red.
actually, we tried last night, we both, actually Kayla wasn't feeling well, so I came up here and tried making a copy of everything, and the computer kept, or the copy machine kept on jamming. So the only thing I could get is what we have, but it was all sent to everybody anyway.
So,
You would only be looking at it, what you're looking at right now.
Resolution 2021-08, the exhibit is the one that says Affordable Housing Amendment Landfill Redevelopment Plan. That's the exhibit that goes with 08. And then
But is this an exhibit or is this the Pineland's comments?
No, that's a cleanup version after the comments were made. The Pinelands made the comments. Everybody here had to fix it up to make sure that that was what, with their comments.
So the comments were to the exhibit?
No, the comments,
The draft, so what you have is the plan that goes along with the resolution. During this whole process, that plan's gone through a lot of different revisions. And so the Pineland sent us comments
Right.
that we included in this. And rather than send you a copy that looked like what I just showed you, we cleaned it up. We
Right.
incorporated all of their comments, and that's what you've got.
Yes, I did see this,
Okay,
but now where's Exhibit A and Exhibit B?
okay,
so that, the Exhibit A is one.
the second amended restatement,
The municipal landfill plan, that's Exhibit A.
and
And then Exhibit B is the affordable housing plan.
I think we're going in circles here.
what you got
Is
right
this the
there.
comments or is this the exhibit?
No, the comments,
This is the.
no, we're just saying that they made comments that we included in the plan. We didn't send you the comments from the Pinelands Commission. Does that make sense?
That's what we were asking.
The exhibits,
Well, and
the
that's what I
exhibits
just
are,
showed you in the red
what you
line
have there are
version
the
of all
exhibits,
their
Dave.
comments.
Okay.
They've already taken the comments that she was just reading, they made that amendments to the one they've given you, and given you the cleaned up one. The one we received is the cleaned up version with all the input from the commission, from the engineers, from the architects and everything.
Yeah.
The
And
changes
the
that had to be
finance.
put in, the attorneys, everybody had their say in it. The one we got is the cleaned up version that we should be reviewing, and that's what we're actually sending back to the town.
All right. What I'm used to seeing in the military, if there's a reference to a page and it's blank, it says this page is actually blank, see such and such. So where it said exhibit and it's blank, it should have said, see the,
Hard copy.
yeah, see this. But if I-
it
That was
does,
the confusing,
it
yeah,
does
the
say
confusing
that.
part, it said the title, but it doesn't, it didn't reference to that.
So,
It was in a separate PDF is what happened.
so Deborah, would it be easier to just fix the resolution before Cal signs it to say instead of exhibit,
Just take out that whole thing that says exhibit, because,
and then put in,
well, it says what it is, and
Oh, okay.
it says the borough wishes to adopt the second amended and restated plan, which is this one. All right, because that's what this one is called. And then the other one, again, take out that exhibit, because it says the affordable housing one, and that one, 07. I know, 07 is the third amendment. That's the only one I don't think I have. That's probably because your machine died out.
We have the PDF, but we didn't get a.
That one was the one-page one, that was the page, yeah. and I-
Was that short one that we
Yes,
looked
that
at,
was short,
that we
yes.
had that too, that was in there stating that, and that was actually one that was, you can see the corrections made
Yes.
on it for the Pinelands credits.
Right.
That was included in our package too, under
So
the
that
ordinance for,
mentioned it.
yeah, it's just one little paragraph, and that had to do with the affordable housing Pinelands credits, we did get that one also. And that's actually the without any changes, it just says that they're taking it out.
Right.
All right.
So if this helps,
Then you can pass it.
there.
That's,
right?
yeah, that's the other one, that's the affordable housing one.
Just to verify with the attorneys and the planners.
That's the one for Dover Road.
That's, yes.
Okay, so I can,
So
just, this one you don't have there, so that's that.
this one.
We don't have a hard copy of it, it was in the email.
There,
So if I may, I've attached an exhibit to 07, if you all want to look at that. And then I've done the same with 08. And 09. So you see exactly
Pass
what...
this around?
Yes, please. So you see exactly what is going with what.
This would be the second one. Just to show the exhibits, or the plans that are going with it.
I already read all this stuff on my phone.
Oh, it's not some other exhibit, rather than
Yeah, that copy machine gets a little temperamental when it...
It does, I'm pretty good at fixing it now, though.
40, yeah? They kept on saying, I should have called you.
You should have. I got it down.
46 pages, or
Since sometimes you gotta reboot it, just unplug it, plug it back in.
Oh. I gave up. I was
If all else fails, reboot it.
What I was gonna do is leave everything and say, here, Joe, but I didn't want to do that.
Once in a while, the paper gets stuck up in the rollers and get open
Yeah.
inside. and
Oh.
So basically,
Just cursing the damn thing out.
Yeah, I looked at it again on my phone, I scanned it,
Just
you
because
can
it's
scan
like,
it.
it's,
I'm trying to figure out, so the warehouse is gonna go on.
it's a recommendation, it's not.
1.4 acres.
Yeah. Does anybody have any, is there any objections to like me or Greg voting on something? Because this is just a recommendation, this
Right.
isn't,
So
so there's no reason, as council or mayor, we couldn't vote on it.
Yeah, it's a recommendation now.
Okay, I got
No, it wouldn't be. I think the last time was because you hadn't voted on it yet as a council.
Yeah, it was something totally different.
Yeah, I think, yeah. I know, I am, but I'm like, oh, yeah, yeah.
And they have a catch basin.
So what we can do is cross out that line if you wanted to have it available now, or I can send it tomorrow morning.
Well, you, as long as everybody understands it, just send it to her tomorrow morning, that's what she's gonna be signing.
came that way.
Because I don't wanna tell her what to do, because I screw up.
I want people to know that.
And then you gotta come back, so better that you fix it.
They don't have them put up. They have to look at
Does anybody need any other information?
Is there any other questions or anything? We have, do you have everything you need now?
Yeah. Do you have that copy? That's just her copy, I just wanted to make sure she had it.
Who's she?
Me.
My daughter.
Oh!
You might get me killed.
I don't think you got this thing on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Believe me, I begged her. She was in pain, so,
They better off staying up there sick.
yeah. It was an ear infection. So, I don't know if that's.
No, your inspection could pay.
Pain?
No.
Yeah.
Geez, so you came to work.
All right, here,
It's painful though. Too bad. I don't do the picture equilibrium. That's okay. She was
Engineering?
falling down, so
Or, do you have any comments that you want to add to it? All right, if there's no more questions, do I have a motion?
You take it separately or all together?
We'll do each separate. For 20, I'll read it out. Resolution 2021-07, the Second Amendment and restated municipal landfill redevelopment plan. Do I have a motion? I'll second it.
So the motion is to approve the resolution?
Yes. Mr. Calhoun,
Yes.
Mr. Haley,
We doing one at a time, correct?
yeah, one at a time.
Right.
No? Okay. Ms. Grams,
Yeah.
Ms. DiDonato,
Yes.
Mayor Hanshine,
No.
I'm saying yes. Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. All right. 2021-08, the amended and restated affordable housing unit landfill redevelopment plan. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay.
I'll second.
Mr. Calhoun,
Yes.
Mr. Haley,
No.
Ms. Grams,
Yeah.
Ms. DiDonato,
Yes.
Mayor Hanshine,
No.
I'm saying yes. Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Passed. All right, 2021-09, the amendments to the Dover Road redevelopment plan. Do I have a motion? Is that a yes? No. I'll make them first.
I'll second.
Mr. Calhoun,
No.
Mr. Haley,
Negative. No.
Ms. Grams,
What's this for the last one? Redevelopment. Yeah.
you just made the second to approve.
All right, yeah.
She can vote no. I mean,
She can vote.
After she made the motion?
Mhm.
She just seconded, you made the motion
Well, after,
to approve it.
Well, she did this. Well,
So I can say no?
I don't see why you can't, it's just odd that you would second the motion and vote no.
It's a moot point, yeah. I'll say yeah. It
Okay.
doesn't really matter.
Ms. DiDonato?
You know, I'm having difficulty understanding the conversation. Ms. Rum, would you mind coming closer to the laptop so I can hear what you're saying, please?
Sure, it's odd that Ms. Graham seconded the motion but then voted no, and then she changed her vote to a yes. Just odd that if you second a motion, you're in agreement with it, that's why. Does that make sense to you now?
Okay, yeah, thank you for clarifying. It was coming across like really muffled. And can you just repeat which one is this for? Which
This is
ordinance?
Resolution 2021-09, the amendment to the Dover Road redevelopment plan.
Okay, thank you.
Was that a yes or a no?
And yes, yeah.
Okay.
This
Mayor Hanshine?
No.
30 units. and it's going to be-
I'm saying yes. Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Four to three. Pass.
Passes.
Okay, there's no old business. We have bills to pay. Front law for 4/14/05 for the general file. It's in your packet. Debbie, did you hear me? We're just voting on bills now.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. I'm sorry if I wasn't loud enough, but we moved the computer away.
No, we're fine, thank you.
Okay.
I like it over there.
Actually, if they turn it this way, then it would bring them to look at your back.
I'll make a motion to pay the bill.
If they turn it, they would be seen the whole.
Second. All right. Just 1 second.
You will see that.
Okay, Mr. Calhoun,
Yes.
Mr. Haley, this is debate bills.
Yes.
Ms. Grams,
Yeah.
Ms. DiDonato,
Yeah.
this is for bills. Mayor Hanshine,
Yes.
I'm saying yes. Mr. Whalen,
Yes.
and bills get paid. Chairman, do you have anything to report?
No.
All right. Any questions from the public?
You have to open to the public. You have to open to the public, make a motion to open.
All right, we make a motion to open to the public? I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any questions?
No, I don't have any questions.
Okay. We got to make a motion to close now?
Yes.
All right, I'll make a motion to close.
Second.
Who said second?
Me.
Okay. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. Aye. We have no correspondence, so do I have a motion to adjourn?
I thought that's what we just did.
No, that was to close from the public.
Close.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Nobody wants to leave, so
It's too early.
Yeah, I'm awake.
I'm not gonna make the motion.
Yeah, I got to 8:30. It's only 8, 10.
Do I make the motion, second? All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, it's like, I have enough time to get it.
Okay.